how much of your own identity, what you've seen growing up in and around your environment, your family, your culture, your geography, all of those personal memories, how much does that shape your art? Or do you feel like artists have to somewhere transcend that?
Essentially, when I started practicing about 8-10 years ago, there was a big gap between me connecting with my work, because I did not really, I would create something, get inspiration or references from somewhere and create it, but I wouldn't feel very close or attached to it, and that led to 5 years of gap where I did not practice. And then when I started practicing again, because I sort of started unlearning and learning about my community, about my identity, it became sort of the skeleton to how I want to shape my practice, and just very instinctively, it just felt like this is, so I can't journal, and this felt like journaling to me. And so I think for me, it is very important that I create, actually my creations root from how I am sort of now talking about my culture and my identity and everything. So yeah, I think for me it is very important. Of course, you might want to go beyond that. I'm not in that state right now. Maybe someday, maybe not. But
yeah, maybe it's not even a state
maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, currently it's what I really want to work on is with my community and with my culture and identity. Yeah.
I heard a nice line. It's a "we are past."
Yeah.
We are past. So anything will come, even if it will come organically or well articulated, it will come from our past for sure. It will be a lot of blend in of shades and layers of our past. So we cannot let go of that entirely unless and until it's a very, very conscious practice to withdraw and observe the past and literally separate out and stay that way, and probably stay in that state almost on a meditative level. Then somewhere there could be a nudge away from there, but otherwise we are past. That's what I feel about.
Many a times when I do these shoots and there's some brand shoot or something, and they always want to film me staring into the distance.
Yeah.
Like, aap soch rahe ho, aapka idea bhi aayega. And I'm like, who gave you this perception that this is how we, come up with our idea? Or like every interview you do with the press, like, what is your inspiration? Yeah, it's a standard question. The first question is always that, right? And typically, I feel like we're a sum of our experiences. And my art is never the same again because my experiences have changed. Yeah. And as long as I continue to evolve, which I hope I continue to, it could be either ways. You could spiral downward or upward. My art will reflect that. So there is no pattern of consistency in my work. Yeah. I think for myself, fortunately, because I'm so curious and restless that I want to keep sort of trying something new. Yeah. As opposed to, doing horses my entire life. Like, I just can't see myself doing it. Like, sometimes I'm envious of people who have that consistency, but I love the fact that I'm constantly evolving and my ideas alongside through my experiences are shaping my art every now and then.
And as you move forward, I suppose, in life as well, like there will be, surely we've got 100 experiences or so that happen on a daily basis, but the ones that stick, how do you respond to that experience? How do you relate to that? And then how do you put that out? So I completely agree with Jayesh in that sense where the medium's constantly evolving, the subject's constantly evolving. Some experiences will take you back to your past, some experiences might project you forward in your future, some might ground you in the present. I think that's all, it's very dynamic, and I believe that's also the best part of being in the art space, right? No one's telling you that this is what you need to talk about, this is what you need to express.
So much freedom.
A lot of freedom, it's great.
And it's interesting now, but almost like a lot of the artists on this table and all the artists that I work with as well, the new ones, multi-mediums have become very, very prominent. So is that, like, I'm curious actually, is that something that you feel you have an essential vision and the multi-mediums help you to express that vision in different ways? Or is it that the vision changes with the medium?
No, it helps us communicate better. The idea that we want to communicate, it helps us. So different material.
So it's
has
an
its
inherent
own
idea
language.
with different mediums being able to communicate that
Yes,
better.
because wood says something else, glass would say something else, you know, and digital medium will say something else, and it connects with different audience and creates more conducive environment for art and a viewer to connect.
Isha, I want to know your thoughts here because you've been with your textile from the beginning. The shapes evolve, the concepts evolve, the static to kinetic evolves.
Yeah.
But that has just been the medium that speaks the most to you.
Interestingly, actually, in my personal explorations that I do or have done, I have tried to integrate glass or paper or wood, or you know, they kind of become supporting structures sometimes. So even for my kinetic pieces, I don't look at just the textile. I also see the wooden piece around it or the hardware that goes inside it to be part of
the overall.
So, but yeah, I think predominantly still I'm in that place where textile is pretty much taking up dominance, but it's not like it's not that I'm super rigid about it either. It's like everyone's saying, it's somewhere where your ideas, you want them to take shape, and then which medium, and especially because we all work with our hands and we're so sort of communicative with our hands that it becomes almost a very seamless process to say, okay, I want to work with glass now, or I want to work with printmaking now, and it doesn't feel like an obstacle really. So I would say, yeah, it's more of a process driven thing very often and not so consciously done.